Y'all know what it is, man. What's going on, man? Welcome to another episode of Talking Shit. Your boy PG the Hustler, man. We're gonna see what's on deck for today, man. We're gonna see what's cracking. Uh-oh. Like I gotta set some stuff up, man. Hold on. Real quick. There we go. Technical difficulties real quick, real fast. Ain't nothing they can't fix real fast. Anyway, man, you know what it is, man. Welcome to Talking Shit, episode 81, PG the Hustler, man. We gonna jump right into this shit, man, and let's see what's in the news, man. I mean, it's a gang of shit out there, but I mean, this might be some shit y'all don't know, man. A lot of these things that we be trying to cover, man, be some stuff that y'all might not be knowing about, man. So let's get on into this shit, man.
Eagles rapper Takeoff from a tragic shooting that happened in Houston.
And now his uncle Quavo is on a mission to make sure his nephew's death isn't in vain. ABC's senior congressional correspondent Richard Scott joined him in Washington as he fights for gun violence legislation.
Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it.
Migos has been known as one of the hottest acts in hip-hop. Their hits dominating the charts. But last November, the fatal shooting of its youngest member, Takeoff, stunned fans and the music world.
Rapper Takeoff, best known for being a member of the Grammy Award-winning group Migos, has died.
Police say the 28-year-old rapper was just an innocent bystander, caught in gunfire outside a Houston bowling alley.
What do you want people to remember about him?
Coolest guy on the planet, freshest guy. He don't like nothing to bother you. It really bothers him, but he don't show it to the people. And
damn, yeah.
I just think he's the greatest person, the greatest rapper that ever lived, and that's my nephew. I'm gonna make sure his legacy is always uplifted. I just think he one of the greatest people I ever been around.
His uncle and bandmate Quavo witnessed it all, opening up in an interview with ABC News.
Have you been able to fully process what happened?
Not really. I still go through it. I still see it vividly every night.
Why did you make the decision that you wanted to speak up now?
It's a lot of people that's going through gun violence, especially in my community, in my culture, but at the same time, artists. I'm a survivor. I was there, so at the same time, it could have been both of us gone.
We joined the Grammy-nominated artist as he traveled to Washington looking to turn his grief into action.
We live at the White House.
I think this shit right here
Vice
cool as
President
fuck.
Kamala Harris.
I want my nephew life to mean a lot. You know, we're gonna change it from guns into laws.
Then traveling to Capitol Hill, sitting down with lawmakers.
I think all of us together is the key, and we need help from this big old building right here.
Congress has been divided on how to tackle this issue for decades. But Quavo and his family vowing to keep the pressure on, launching the Rocket Foundation in honor of Takeoff, pledging $2 million to invest in community violence intervention, hoping to keep his legacy alive.
What do you think Takeoff would think about the work that you're doing now?
He'll most definitely be proud of me. And I just know he ain't gonna never believe my side, so. It's a tough thing knowing that we separated and knowing I'm not gonna see him again on this earth, but it's hard. It's cool. And I know he's proud of me.
Oh, he most certainly is proud of him. And Rachel is with us right now. It was so important to hear from Quavo and to hear him speaking out on this issue here. What can you tell us about the progress that has been made when it comes to gun prevention there and all of the talks in Washington?
Yeah, you know, Democrats and Republicans agree that gun violence is a serious issue, but where they differ is how to address it. So months ago, we did see Democrats and Republicans come together to pass the most comprehensive gun safety legislation in decades. That was right after the Uvalde and Buffalo mass shootings, you may remember. But Democrats want to go even further. They want stricter gun laws. Republicans push back. They want to focus more on mental health and law enforcement measures. But you heard it from Quavo. While he's invested in the community with those gun violence intervention programs, he says anything more substantial is going to have to come from lawmakers here on Capitol Hill, guys.
Senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott, thank you so much for being with us today.
These other niggas won't say no shit like that, man. Everybody want to be cool and shit and want to have a certain image, you know what I'm saying, about this thing. But all in all, like, you know what I'm saying, when it's all said and done, like, we all human, we all go through this shit, and this shit, it sound cool on records and it look cool on games and in movies and all kind of other forms of entertainment, but when it hit real life, it's a whole different story, man. Like when you lose somebody, especially to gun violence or murder, or, you know what I'm saying, even losing somebody to health problems is hard. So I mean, I do believe that this gun, I think that, you know, with the youth, I mean, let's just be honest, man. The younger crowd, man, the younger niggas, they follow these niggas and shit like that, man. Like when will it stop? Like, I don't know, like the attitude of these motherfucking kids is just ridiculous. So I mean, you know, I don't know, you know, I'm glad he doing something, because you gotta do something, man. You can't just sit around and talk about it. Like, that's why I like, the question is, like, when will it stop? Like, and it's gonna stop when we start doing something about it. So that's why I say I think that's noble of him to do that, or to be doing that for the community, even putting $2 million in the community. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's a lot, like, whether you know it or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot. So, and it's gonna help a lot, I think. The thing is it's just really up to the kids and the parents to follow suit behind them. You know what I mean? To follow suit behind all this stuff that's being put in place. Watch your kids, you know what I mean? Kind of like raise your kids, and don't let the music and the entertainment and all this other shit raise them, because that's really what's going on, man. We can have a conversation about that all day long, which we will be doing some stuff like that. I'm gonna hip y'all up. I'm gonna get y'all hip to, you know what I mean? I'm gonna get y'all hip to some shit that we get ready to crack off, and y'all will see, man. Just stay tuned, man. Anyway, moving on, man. Next motherfucking subject. Next subject.
Law that will raise taxes on guns and ammunition. I guess this goes with it adds a state tax of 11% to gun sales, and that's on top of the existing 10 to 11% tax by the federal government.
Also seeing
the money will pay for things like security improvements in public schools and violence prevention programs. Newsom also signed a law to overhaul the state's rules for carrying concealed weapons. The governor warned that as California tries to take charge on gun safety laws, federal judges could quickly undo any progress.
You're seeing it across the spectrum. A few years ago, you saw it on background checks. You're seeing it in Oregon. You're seeing it all across this country. Hard-fought rights, even in a blue state, doesn't mean those rights will be enshrined. They're being rolled back in real time.
The law takes effect July 1st, 2024. The California Rifle and Pistol Association has promised to challenge California's new gun laws in court.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe.
That's cool. So, something is being done about this stuff, man. But I mean, really, y'all already know. Y'all know my stance on this shit and how I feel about that shit. That shit is internal. That shit needs to be fixed from the inside. Basically from the inside out, man. Starts with these kids and what's going down in that home. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get to it.
Basically, illegally injected with something. NFL star Chandler Jones says that he was basically illegally injected with something foreign. He doesn't know what it is. He was thrown into a mental health facility against his will. He had no issues of mental defect, and he still has questions. Put up the picture full mask. This is an extreme story, and very troubling. NFL star Chandler Jones took to social media claiming he was taken to a mental hospital against his will by the Las Vegas Fire Department, where he was forced medication and injections with unknown substances. The first page, assumed to be written on his first day out of the facility, reads, and I quote, "First day out, if my fans and friends were wondering, I was taken in by the Las Vegas Fire Department last week against my will. I was injected with, I don't know what. They said that it was a court hold and the Las Vegas police put me on it. I haven't done anything wrong. The police said people were concerned about me because of my post online. I answered my front door and a group of 5 to 7 were there to put me in an ambulance where I was later injected. And I asked them not to. I have no cell phone. I had no cell phone, no communication. I was taken to the Southern Hills Hospital and then transferred to Seven Hills, where they tried to force me to take meds and injections. The next page, assumed to be written while he was still in the facility, reads, I called the Raiders GM 6 to 7 times asking for help, and I wondered if he had put me in here, but he never answered. I even left him voicemails. I was just trying to figure out why I'm not allowed in the building still, and why do I have to continue to watch my brother suffer every Sunday, but no answer. This place, Healthy Heroes, is not a place for high-profile athletes. My first night, I slept on the floor and was not offered a bed. My brothers had to bring me decent meals to eat and clothes. Every game that I miss is $1 million. I'm still confused on what I did wrong. I'm stuck here. I'm very sane. Now put this picture up again because I want to make this contextualization, dear brother, because you said something that I think you may have a different view of today when you said this is not a place for high-profile athletes. Sir, it's not a place for anybody if you're not able to get a proper bed to sleep on or meal to eat. Nobody deserves that, high-profile or not. Just want to make that reference. He continues in a short page saying that that he works out in his room every day, even down the halls of the facility. He also claims that whoever put him in here has bad intentions. He then states that he is too strong to be mentally broken, referencing friends that know him, saying they know. Finally, he shares an alleged copy of the patient rights, highlighting where the facility violated them. His mental faculties are quite advanced. Right, if you're saying he's in some kind of mental decline, because he's able to be very analytical and very, critical in his thinking. And he can also do contrast narratives quite well, put it up full mass. This is interesting. 3 notable sections from the alleged hospital document read, you have the right to refuse treatment and medication. But according to him, they forced it. You have the right to be treated in the least restrictive environment. And you have the right to be treated, you have the right to the least restrictive environment, and you have the right to be treated in the least restrictive environment. So let me give you a backstory on Jones' volatile relationship with the Raiders, the owners and coaches. Jones was placed on the non-football illness list last week, ruling him out of playing indefinitely, okay? Raiders head coach Josh McDaniel said Jones' situation was a personal situation and a private matter. What? When he was ruled out, Jones has been inactive for the 2 weeks of the season and has been away from the Raiders since their final training camp practice, August 31st. Just a week prior to his alleged forced hospital stay, Jones took to X, formerly known as Twitter, accusing the Raiders owner, Mark Davis, of protecting the identity of a man he claims molested his goddaughter. Now keep that picture up. I want you to keep it up.
Whoa.
Just a week prior to his alleged forced hospital stay in a mental health facility where he was injected by medication, according to him, against his will. 2 weeks prior to any of that happening, Mr. Jones took to social media accusing the Raiders owner, Mark Davis, of protecting the identity of a man he claims molested his goddaughter.
Now that's deep.
Before he was allegedly put into a mental hospital against his will. Jones sent what's being called a bizarre X post last week about Raiders owner Mark Davis. According to the Bleacher Report, quote, "I wish Mark Davis told people why I really can't play."
This is some
Jones
crazy.
allegedly wrote in the now deleted post. Jones continued his claims, writing, "Mark Davis didn't know I didn't have any kids, and I was fostering a very important man's kid. I won't say his name, but once I found out that was done to this little girl, I wasn't allowed back in the building," he says. The defensive end allegedly let loose in a string of allegations on Instagram saying he was no longer allowed into the franchise headquarters, that he no longer wanted to be part of the team, and that he had issues with McDaniel and Ziegler. You know, he may have issues with the man he said he has issues. You know, that's possible. He may not have a mental health disorder. He may be in his complete right mind, which is what created the disorder, allegedly. Wow. I believe that there's more to this story. I believe that Mr. Jones has more to say. And I will say this for anyone who can tag the brother on social media, if you know him directly. If he has more to say, Indisputable is willing to hear it, okay? And I want to take this moment seriously. Now, naturally, we will reach out to whoever is accused of such an extreme act. But at the end of this, there's a possible victim here if what Mr. Jones is saying is true. That's the part not being reported. If what he said is accurate, what he's saying is true, there's a victim here. Yeah. All right?
And they protecting, this is crazy, man. So look, only thing I can say is this is one of them situations where, here again, I don't, like, based on, like, a lot of times based on, like, the temperature of the world today, I don't jump to conclusions to get to speaking on shit and just choosing sides and all that kind of stuff just off top. Because you really kind of got to know more what's going on. All I do know is what it looks like. If this is true, the NFL is hiding something. You know what I'm saying? The NFL is hiding. Y'all heard the man. Y'all heard Rashad. NFL is hiding the fact that something went down, and he know. And here we go again. I don't know if this female is white or black, but he trying to protect her. But yet, so many females holler black men don't protect black women. I don't care what the color of he's trying to protect her. It seems like if everything allegedly, you know what I'm saying, if what he says is true, that's big as fuck. I'm definitely gonna keep up on that. Like, that's some shit I gotta keep researching. Like, that's wild. And we gonna keep talking about that, y'all. Y'all already know. In fact, let me check my what's her names, man, to see, make sure. Let me start them just to make sure. Alright, just in case. Anyway. Yeah, follow up. That's I'm sitting here really trying to take all that in. That's a lot. That shit heavy as fuck. Yup, exactly. Same as Joe Paterno. You ain't lying, Duran. Same as Joe Paterno, man. They protecting these motherfuckers, man. And this nigga is bringing this shit out. So we definitely gonna follow that shit. We definitely about to fucking follow that shit, y'all. All right, let's go. Let's keep on going.
North Carolina man is suing Google, accusing
the
tech
Lord
of negligence after their loved one died, allegedly because of Google Maps. Philip Paxton's wife says her husband was driving back home from her daughter's birthday party last summer.
I think I remember
following
this
the app's
shit.
GPS directions on a dark and rainy night,
I do
which led
remember
him to
this.
an unmarked, collapsed bridge that he assumed was a safe route because of the GPS directions. This is what the bridge looked like in the daytime. Instead, he fell to his death. The lawsuit claims Google had received notifications from area residents about the bridge, but failed to update its maps.
If
now,
I'm
Google
not
has issued
mistaken, we
statement
covered
that reads,
this a
"We
while
have the
ago.
deepest sympathies for the Paxton
They
family.
suing now.
Our goal is to provide accurate
I
routing
remember when we
information
covered
and
when it
maps,
happened.
and we are
They're
reviewing
suing now.
this
This is
lawsuit."
crazy.
The family is also suing Google's parent company, Alphabet, and 2 local companies for failing to maintain the bridge. CNN has asked for comment from those co-defendants.
But they not finna say
So
shit.
joining me now is Alicia Paxton, Philip Paxton's widow. Alicia, I just want to start with one. I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry that this happened. But your husband was leaving your daughter's birthday party. You had left earlier. What did you think when he didn't come home? How did you tell your 2 daughters?
Wait a minute. Before we go any further, and y'all already know I hate to do this shit. I hate to keep stopping this shit. I don't do that. But I still stand, like I said before when we first covered this shit. I understand you was following the Google Maps. I understand the bridge wasn't marked. But at some point, I know it was raining. At some point, my guy, you have to look at the road and be just saying, like, that don't look right. Anyway, all right, carry on. That's all I'm going to say about that. Recipes of that man, that family, man, because I don't
I thought first that he was sleeping on the couch when I woke up, so I didn't really rush, but when I came downstairs, saw he wasn't there. I was kind of confused, and my daughter came down and asked, "Where's Daddy?" And I said, "I don't know." And she started to cry. So I said, no, it's okay, honey. You know, Daddy, I'm sure he's helping somebody, how he does. Somebody needed to use the truck. And then I kind of went in the back room and started calling my friends and asking when he left. And they said, we'll drive the roads to see if we can find him or anything. I called the police. They said, no, we haven't found anybody. Don't worry. You know, and I checked the hospitals. Then a while later, Amelia, my daughter, she knocked on the door and said, "Mommy, the police are here." And immediately my heart just hit the floor. And I was on the phone with his sister, and she told me, just breathe. And I went out, and, you know, the police were there and all of my friends, and just the look on their faces, you know, I just knew. And it felt like forever that they weren't telling me that, you know, and I was kind of like, where is he? And so then it was the worst day of my life. I just started, like, of course, breaking down. And then in the midst of it, my girls are coming to the door trying to see if I'm okay, because they can hear me. So I'm trying to say, it's okay, go back inside.
Or hurt.
And then my friend said, you know, you just have to tell them. And I just went inside and I told him, you know, girls, you know, Daddy had an accident and he went to heaven with Dozer, our dog. And my youngest was sort of in shock. The oldest, very smart, I mean, they're both very close with him, but she just got very angry and just started running around and pushing everything off of the countertops and, you know, understandably. And I tried to give her a hug. She said, "I don't want a hug. I want Daddy." You know, she said, "What are we going to do on Father's Day? I don't want to get married. He's not going to be there." And so it's,
wow,
you know, it was hard.
Yes.
And I had to, you know, decide.
Blooded, man.
Yeah,
I was just going to say about bringing them to him.
I can't imagine your loss. I just want to say
That's
that.
cold-blooded,
to even have
man.
the daughter looking that far ahead to her wedding day, I can't imagine as well. I want to bring in your attorney, Robert Zimmerman. Robert, we read a little bit of Google's statement saying they have the deepest sympathies for the family, but lay it out for us here. Why, one, do you have any reaction to that statement? But also, why are you all suing Google, and specifically for what?
Sure, and thanks for having us. We are suing essentially two groups of defendants. This was a private road, and we are suing those responsible for the road. This was a development that was built about 3 or 4 decades ago. And when they built that development, they sold the houses, but their responsibility didn't stop there. They had a responsibility to either turn the roads over to the North Carolina Department of Transportation or set up an adequate maintenance program. And they did neither. And this was a bridge that no one in the community wanted to take responsibility for. With respect to Google, Google was aware for years before this incident that this bridge had collapsed, and there was essentially a cliff and a crater in the middle of a residential neighborhood for 9 years. There is no good reason why this got grass grown all over. And we have evidence that multiple complaints were made to Google through their Google Maps application, telling them that this was an issue, telling them that there were articles that showed that this bridge was out, and they did nothing. I appreciate they have sympathy at this time, but it never should have allowed. It never should have been allowed to occur for this long.
Yeah, and that's true. Alicia, obviously, GPS is a major part of anyone's life who's driving on the roads. Are you able? Do you feel you're able to trust GPS again, or how do you view whipping that out to use it now, given what we're learning here?
Well, there's sort of no other choice these days rather than to use GPS.
You can use Waze.
And so I have to use it, but I'm kind of cynical, like, well, just be careful, don't, drive off anything that's, that not there. I mean, I'm kind of angry about it, but I still have to use it. So it's always in the back of my mind. But that's the thing, is that everybody trusts it, or at least has to rely on it. So I think that it needs to be safe, or at least to the best of the maker's ability.
Fuck that. It's always a motherfucking way. And the motherfucking app is called Waze. Bitch, Waze. You can get on that motherfucker. You ain't got to use no damn Google. You ain't got to use Google Maps. You ain't got to use nothing like Google Maps. Oh, boy. Popeyes. Y'all better stop going, especially on the north side. Y'all better stop messing with the Popeyes. Hey, listen. Hey, I hope Google get them people that little money they need, man. Only based on the fact that there's negligence in Google's. But I hope the city, the people that got that road right there, I hope they give them their money. I hope they break off the most of that, because they should have had something fun. Listen, when shit be closed like that, I know around here, it's big ass concrete barriers that's right in front of where the shit is closed at. You gonna hit that concrete barrier before you drive off a motherfucking bridge around this bitch. We got whole highway bridges out right now. Ain't nobody drove off them. It's big ass concrete barriers right there. You drive through that, you wanted to drive off that bitch. I mean, and I heard that it was also other accidents there. I do remember that story. The thing that the thing that bothers me, man, and if y'all watch this shit long enough, y'all know me, man, my folks that know me, I don't think regular. I don't just take everything that motherfucker show me and take it. I dissect that shit. I don't know about this whole situation. I'm not saying that you're supposed to be falling all over the floor, jumping in the casket, take me with you, but I don't see too much grief on her face. This nigga Quavo nephew got killed, and he damn near cried in the interview. He had to hold himself back. You even seen where they cut it. Well, you know the nigga got emotional. This was her husband. And then she tell a story about the daughter and knocking stuff off the thing and I want daddy, what is we gonna do with Father's Day? I get it, but sometimes, a lot of times, these things in the media, to me, they sound like, I don't know, man. And like I said, I don't want this. I do not. This nigga lost his life, man. So I'm not trying to talk bad about them or nothing, man. But it just, to me, it seems like, it don't really seem like it's a lot of remorse, not remorse, but it don't seem like it's a lot of grief there, and it seemed like it's more like cut for TV. The way she explained it, oh, she went knocking stuff off the thing, she don't want a hug, she want daddy, what we gonna do Father's Day, what I'm doing, I get married, like, them girls didn't look that old to be thinking about that type of stuff. I mean, I get it, that's what little girls think about, but I don't know, man. There's just a lot of things that kind of fishy in this thing. Other thing about that I want to touch on that's weird to me is I'm a grown man. I can swim. Not saying nothing about the grown men, grown women who can't swim. Grown pronouns, whatever. Who can't swim. All I'm saying is that creek didn't look that deep for him to be just drowning in. Now, I only say that to say this. I thought he might have been trapped underneath something. As my common sense mind puts that into perspective, they rolled the truck out, the Jeep. I am a car person. I don't know everything. I don't know it all. I just know I don't know a lot. I don't know how they say that shit. I don't know it all. I know a little about a lot. I know that Jeeps is one of the safest built cars, trucks, I should say, SUVs. He had a Wrangler, the truck kind. I did not see anything too much smashed up on that, but the hood was popped up and it was drowning like it was in the what's the name. So, that only leaves me to think that only one or two things could have happened. When he fell through the thing, it knocked him out and he felt like now. I gotta rule out. You gotta rule out that he was pinned because the car was in pretty good condition. Let's just put it like this. They're going to sell that car again. If she don't keep that car, they're going to resell that car. Water damage. Check the Carfax. But anyway, that's the other thing that sticks out at me about that whole little situation. And it did before. It still does. It even does more now that I just seen that shit. Now that we did the update and I just seen that shit right there. It stick out even more, bro. It stick out even more. Anyway, moving on, man. Fuck all that. That's old news. I mean, hope they get their little bread. I ain't getting shit. They ain't gonna let me hold something before you say you ain't got it. That's what I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna call and ask. But anyway, I'm just talking shit, man. I'm fucking with y'all, man. Anyway, let's go.
Fired because she exposed the location where
she told the truth.
They had a lot of roaches. Here it is.
Just got fired from Popeyes for recording in a public place. But if you didn't know, I recorded them roaches too.
But they needed my help, so they didn't fire me yesterday. But come today, they didn't need my help, so they fired me.
About that TikTok, that's against Popeyes policy, right? To record inside the restaurant and to record employees. Anybody that's employed Popeyes inside the restaurant. Were you aware of that?
No, I wasn't.
You wasn't? Okay. Unfortunately, that you wasn't aware of, but, you did a video I mean, you stated her name, and you know, TikTok is very viral, right?
Right.
People tend to share that, so unfortunately, we're gonna have to let you go, okay?
All right.
All right.
Ah!
That was pretty.
Ew!
Hey, y'all, Roach right here. Roach like a motherfucker. Ain't no motherfucker. Hey, then that pregnant as and what did the goddamn lady? Damn, another one, Lord. Just having babies. When they turn on their back, they have babies, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. You know they gonna say this though.
Oh my God, that shit on the floor.
That show for that.
I run this
show. All this chicken on the floor. I bet you they served it to y'all. But y'all love that chicken for Popeye. When you got through cleaning out what they told you to clean out. And this what you get. Nasty.
No.
I'm so glad I changed my dietary regimen a couple of years ago.
Oh, no.
All right. Put up the picture full mask.
Oh,
I got to give you the background. I know.
Yo.
After being fired from her job
that
at
shit
Popeyes
was brutal.
Miss Takia Ransom outed the Popeyes location for roach infestation, moldy equipment, and overall terrible hygiene practices.
Most definitely.
How the location still sported a 98 health score is a mystery. Not to me. Not a mystery to me at all. According to Ms. Ransom, she tried to call the numerous issues. She tried to call the numerous issues to attention, but was met with pushback. She tried to form management. She recalled an incident where she got into an argument with her general manager over the roaches in the rice.
Oh,
whole new definition for dirty rice. This is sad. Let's put it up full mask. So here's the thing. She literally tries to go to localized management, general management. Nobody does anything, but she does recording. Okay, well, we're going to do something now. You're fired. Now you want to do something. She literally did a public service for everybody.
Oh, Lord.
Who has been eating at that establishment.
That lady is a national hero.
Why is it that management would not care about the people who are going there to patronize the company? I even got into it with the GM over the roaches being in the rice. Like, we got into a bad, like, she didn't even want to throw it away.
Oh,
said Ransom to Action News 5. She was like, this is a product, Ransom added. I was like, oh, okay, but it has roaches in it.
Oh,
I'm not finna serve that, end quote. After showcasing the conditions, including chicken being left out on the floor. The Popeyes location was then finally shut down. Their employees retrained. One Popeyes manager supposedly thanked Ransom for calling out the location's hazardous conditions. Yes, we're very thankful for this now. Yes, absolutely.
No, that probably was one that couldn't do nothing. That was like a shift leader. Don't trip, Shy.
To the manager.
You tripping. Don't go doing that.
Introducing
that was
custom
the shift leader that was the shift leader that one that they take the fall for everything, and they don't motherfucking pay her right, and they make her work all the goddamn hours and put all the motherfucking and put all the blame on her. Don't play. That's the one that called her saying thank you. Them other ones ain't want to do shit.
Just think we boo-boo the food. You know good and damn well those roaches did not just come in. They just got there. They came there yesterday.
I bet almost every
absolutely nothing about the condition of the restaurant in this video is acceptable. Even though the health department visited the damn restaurant yesterday and confirmed no issues at the restaurant located at 4720 Showcase Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee. Stay the hell away, y'all. We shut it down, thoroughly cleaned, and we'll not reopen until we understand what happened. And team members have been retrained on proper procedures. Miss Ransom, the hero of this story, also posted a video allegedly of a manager from the restaurant thanking her for what she did. In a way, he said she was a hero and she had no idea what she did for the people in the community, leaving her to say in an interview with Fox 11, if I didn't get fired and didn't say anything, they would still be serving the rice with the roaches. Mm-hmm. End quote. That part. See, y'all tried to play our dear sister. She's smart. She's compassionate. She actually gives a damn about people. Told you, I'm not serving rice with roaches in it. What's wrong with you? You all decided to ignore her multiple times. What was she left to do? Follow some policy?
Put y'all on
and
blast.
Serve people contaminated, roach-infested food? Or do the right thing like she did?
Y'all watch that fast food, y'all.
Jordan, thoughts here?
Yeah, this is corporate negligence, and you know, if they should be thanking her, they should be giving her a promotion, because the manager didn't seem to care. The manager didn't seem to want to take action. The fact that she tried to do something about it is great. That should be celebrated, right? These companies just don't care. But also, again, seems to be a reoccurring theme today. The health inspector, what were they doing? Like, this is, you know,
they probably didn't even come, Jordan. They probably didn't even come by and check, or somebody need to check a bank account. It's one or the other.
Absolutely. When I was in Ohio and I was a reporter, we tried to do a story just checking health records at restaurants at the university in town. And the health inspector was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to go over there tomorrow and get you a fresh batch of reports. And we did a little digging. He hadn't even been going for like a decade.
Wow. So, yeah. A decade? Oh my gosh, man.
So yes, there's absolutely a scenario where this person was just like checking a box. Oh yeah. And just, but you invest in these jobs, you make them well paying, make them competitive with the private sector. You're going to see people who appreciate value and actually put forth a good work ethic.
Man, fuck all that. Clean that shit up. If you can't clean that shit up, you motherfucking fired. I don't give a fuck. Replace the whole, every goddamn body. All motherfucking shifts. Replace them. Replace them. That's just nasty. I'm getting off of that one. Fuck that. We doing City Hall. That's nasty. Y'all seen what the fuck went down. Stay away from them fast food spots. That ain't the only place that look like that. All the ones y'all niggas eating from look like that, man.
Point on this one.
And he did just that. A tense meeting tonight at the Metro Council as everyone from council members,
me a president, but I'm going to speak my heart on this one.
And he did just that. A tense meeting tonight at the Metro Council as everyone from council members, the public, and the police chief talked about the Brave Cave.
Yeah, there was finger pointing and the dialogue got real loud at one point. Nick, you were there in the room watching all of this unfold.
Yeah, Michael, Sylvia, it got so heated the conversation had to stop after constant arguing between council members and the public. It finally reached a tipping point when Councilman Lamont Cole and Gary Chambers argued just outside council chambers. Ever since the stunning revelations of the Brave Cave came to light, everyone has expressed shock and disgust, and several people from the public had a chance to express that to the Metro Council Wednesday night.
I guarantee that most of the council don't even know where this cave is or haven't even been by it. I want you to imagine driving down a dark road or off a plank road after you've been handcuffed, knowing you were in your rights, down another road that has no name. If we know one thing Louisiana is going to be in the news for, it's going to be for something racist, something messy, and something dirty.
Here's when the meeting heats up. Councilwoman Jen Rocco reveals that the council knew about this issue for a while.
Who's going to tell the people? Which one of us are going to tell them? Who's going to stand up right now with me and tell them that this issue came before us months ago? And we asked for something to be done, yet here we sit tonight. Stand. Anybody else going to stand with me?
Okay.
I know y'all are all in the room with me.
Okay. Stand up, brother. Okay.
But then questions were raised by Aaron Moak on if the police chief, Murphy Paul, knew more about the Brave Cave.
When you say you're sitting here didn't know anything about it, or you said before you didn't know anything about it, or hasn't acted on something previously that happened. That's just my feeling.
That's your word. That's a lie.
Hey, Chief. Chief, I'm gonna let you come to the mic, bro. I'm gonna let you come to the mic.
No, I'm not blaming. Look, I want to get this straight. I am not blaming Chief Paul.
Here you are.
Needless to say, the allegations from some council members that Paul may have known more frustrated him.
And you know what you do? You strip my funding. Yeah. All right. Are you going to pay the attorney all the money that I already owe them for the bad cops that the Civil Service Board, where we're going to be here tomorrow, and none of y'all going to be here. And y'all sitting here trying to deal off these people's emotions, and some of y'all the problem. Jen Rocker, you sit there, defund the police department's budget from a legal standpoint, and then come here because I don't have legal representation, and I got to play lawyer to fight these bad actors.
Paul continued for another 2 minutes.
You know how it feels to have police officers telling other officers, tell me when you see the chief out there, so we can come in case he's drinking, so they can pull me over. The same people y'all have these backdoor meetings with. Let's have these conversations today. And I pray for y'all. And even in my retirement, when you know I'm leaving, there's going to be accountability. You still doing what you do. Shame on you.
But Jen Rocca didn't take kindly to Paul's response.
I do have to say, if this is what de-escalation looks like in a professional setting, I need the police chief to be immediately removed. That is the most unprofessional display of someone that is in administration that I have ever seen.
All of this reached a tipping point when Lamont Cole took activist Gary Chambers outside to talk to him. An argument started and the meeting was put on hold. We tried to record part of it, but multiple city employees attempted to block our cameras.
But it's in a public place.
You can go back in the chambers and get what you need.
But it's in a public place, isn't it? You can't block my camera.
You can't do that.
You can't block my camera.
I'm telling you,
you can't block my camera. You can't block my camera.
This is a public meeting. It's public. You really can't. He got a right to press. That's his amendment. Trust me, I follow that on social media. That's his.
Despite the emotions, Chief Paul says there will be a press conference on Friday at 11 a.m. where he says we will see accountability for what happened at the Brave Cave. Michael Sylvia.
So, if I'm correct, yep, here we go. Backstory.
Every jurisdiction
here we go.
Needs. Here it is.
14 police officers were terminated.
This is the kind of police chief every jurisdiction needs. Here it is.
14 police officers were terminated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 resigned under investigation. And then there's appeals. And you know what you do? You strip my funding. Yeah. Are you going to pay the attorney all the money that I already owe them for the bad cops that the Civil Service Board, where we're going to be here tomorrow, and none of y'all going to be here? And y'all sitting here trying to deal off these people's emotions, and some of y'all the problem. Jen Rocker, you sit there, defund the police department's budget from a legal standpoint, and then come here because I don't have legal representation and I got to play lawyer to fight these bad actors. Let's talk facts. Let's talk facts. And then what you do, then you go and you appoint people to the Civil Service Board that have direct ties to the union. There are 5 people on the Civil Service Board. What's wrong with good law-abiding citizens? You putting people on the Civil Service Board with direct ties to the union and wonder why they reverse the decisions that I make. I've been quiet, but I'm not going to be quiet no more. Where were you when they called my kids gangbangers? Where were you? You know about the pictures when they called my black boys gangbangers, and I prayed for them. When the former chiefs of police sit down and share pictures of me and my girlfriend, and I prayed for them. Where were you, Mocha? When they went to Texas, to the camp, they called me because I was trying to bring reform in this police department. Where were you then, speaking up for them? Don't sit here and play like you don't know about this group of body that's trying to force the mayor to sit there and fire me for lies and say I only discipline white folks, which is a lie. Don't pretend like you don't know that. Don't pretend like you don't know that.
I'm glad production got the whole video, because this one.
Talk about my little black kids, and I prayed for y'all.
Let's put the picture up full mass, and we're gonna put up either the mayor or mayor and council in post. We should have the picture of every single one of those he was addressing. Baton Rouge PD Chief Murphy Paul decided to break protocol, to break established rank within the council meeting and tell the truth. His department is under investigation by the FBI for alleged interrogation techniques. He unloaded on city council members. The investigations are over officer misconduct and interrogations inside of what's called the Brave Cave. We brought you that story, the Brave Cave, right here, which was a place they literally would take individuals to, shake them down, interrogate them without arrest, sometimes simply letting them go with absolutely no charge. It became a de facto police precinct operating off books. He claimed he's been accused of unfairly punishing those white officers who were engaged in police corruption, while also being called racial slurs. He also accused them and others of stripping his funding. Now, I'm going to tell you why this part was important. The reason they stripped his funding was because he had to hire an attorney to protect himself as he's going after corrupt police officers. So when he hired this attorney to protect himself, as he is firing all of these cops, as he is getting sued personally and professionally, in his professional position as chief and in his personal capacity, he has to have a lawyer. This is something the city is supposed to provide by way of budgetary allotment.
Yeah.
He hires an attorney because he's going after bad cops. He has to protect himself. What does the city do? They decide to defund the police. Isn't that something? I thought they were against defunding the police. All of a sudden, they're for defunding the police when it comes to a black chief who's willing to be a stand-up police officer and hold those accountable who are disrupting the city. Put up the location again. I want you to imagine you've been arrested for something that seems quite minor.
And they take you
and you're not being driven to a precinct, but they drive you to that place. They handcuff you, put you inside, and decide to interrogate you and do other things. Authorities in Baton Rouge have charged 4 of the city's police officers amid an investigation triggered by lawsuits alleging the abuse and sexual humiliation of people detained and taken to an unmarked torture warehouse dubbed the Brave Cave. That's not what we dubbed it. That's what the gangsters in uniform called it. And the only reason we are aware of it is because someone decided to file a civil lawsuit that exposed the entire corrupt operation. This police chief has been doing the right thing since go. As a matter of fact, there are many progressives that we respect who knew this police chief and was promoting the fact that he was coming after corrupt cops. All right, Jackson, thoughts here.
Well, firstly, if it's defunding the police or not, but it's all about maintaining authority. So just the same thing with Donald Trump and what's going on with him. Matt Gaetz, we were just talking about it. He talking about defund the FBI. Vivek Ramaswamy, he talking about defund the FBI for various reasons. But again, it's always about authority. But my commentary specifically is just on how powerful of a video that was. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, one of the things that marks corruption is over time, people get real lazy and they're just not careful. They get too comfortable. How can you really argue with that? You know what I'm saying? With that presentation that he put forth, how can you really argue with that? You can't. What you can do is defund his situation. Shove him to the side. Do what you can to shut him up. That's what you can do. And that's what authoritarianism and totalitarianism is all about. You don't have to have an answer. You don't have to have a better argument. It's just shut up. I'm in control.
Right.
So, you know, we need a whole lot more of that from anybody who has a voice, because oftentimes it can be scary to stand up to authority and stand up to power. But you'll come to find, again, corruption ain't got no argument. They lazy. So I think it's a good time for a whole lot more of this.
Well said. And it does have a few friends on that council. We will bring you updates as the story develops.
Nina, we're going to catch up with her next episode, y'all. Uh-oh, I'm so tired. Hold on. All my sports niggas out there, all my football guys out there, all my football girls out there, all my sports fans out there. Are y'all fucking tired of this Taylor Swift shit in the NFL and just period? You tired of Taylor Swift, period, man? This shit getting on my nerves. But I don't know what it is. She the white Jay-Z. I don't know what it is, but I heard a little bit about this. Let's get into this. This shit crazy than a mug, y'all. This shit crazy. She got Twitter blowing up about this bullshit about the Swifties, and they buying the other nigga's name because his name's Swift, and this nigga jersey sales done went up. Kelsey jersey sales done went up. Oh man, this shit just wild. Hey, but what's my nigga name? Darren? Is it Darren Swift or whatever? Hey, Swift for the do your thing, my nigga. Hey, eat off this, my nigga. They for the snatch that jersey off the shelf for this little girl. You hear me? You hear me? This shit crazy. Like my nigga Moose say, you hear me? All right, man, let's get into this crazy shit, man.
And how to
rewind.
Nashville voters recently elected a new mayor, but some are already thinking about the next election and how to get more people registered to vote. News Channel 5's Aaron Cantrell tells us how a single social media post by Taylor Swift is helping get people to the polls.
Yes, well, Taylor Swift is extremely popular.
The pop star is so popular in Music City, she had a bench in Centennial Park dedicated to her.
But it's really cool that they have that here for people to kind of come and have a touch point.
So when she encourages fans to do something, it hits different. A few days ago, she made an Instagram story post urging her followers to register to vote using vote.org.
I love that she used this massive platform that she has to really engage the younger demographic, specifically to register to vote.
The Swifties listened. On National Voter Registration Day, vote.org saw a 1,226% jump in participation the hour after Taylor Swift posted, averaging 13,000 users every 30 minutes.
For the longest time, Tennesseans, they had to mail in their registration form,
man.
But now the process is so easy, you can just go online.
The nonprofit saw a major increase in 18-year-olds registering. Vote.org reports a 72% increase in 18-year-olds registering compared to National Voter Registration Day 2019, and a 115% increase in 18-year-olds compared to 2022.
It should be a signal that we need to make it as easy as possible for people to use social media, other electronic platforms to actually register to vote.
Registering to vote is a good start. Now comes the task to get them to the polls for the next election.
It's great to be registered, but you still got to show up.
Reporting for News Channel 5, I'm Aaron Cantrell.
Man,
in Davidson County, there are nearly 500,000 registered voters. 55% are women. We have helpful information at newschannel5.com if you would like to register.
Anyway, man. Look at this big dashiki wearing ass nigga. Anyway, man, that's it for talking shit, man. That's it for episode 81, man. All I can say, man, is this is what I wanted to touch on, man. We bring y'all this kind of stuff right here, man, because there's a lot of things going on. And I'm also going to bring y'all a little bit of political next week, man, because there's some things that went down yesterday that I want to highlight. And you know we don't get into the political shit too much, but there's some things that are going on around us that affect us directly other than the shit that they show us. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we kind of like to dig deep and get these things for y'all. And we kind of, like to stay off the beaten path, man. We don't want to just talk about what everybody talk about. So you're not going to hear the same things here as you're going to hear somewhere else. So, I mean, you know, we thank y'all, man, for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay away from the motherfucking Popeyes. Goddamn. That shit's still fucking with me, man. Stay away from Popeyes, man. Church's Chicken, all them motherfuckers. That shit nasty as hell. Stay away from that shit, man. For real. That shit gross to the motherfucker, man. That shit gross. Man, but anyway, man. Like we always say, man, call somebody. If you know somebody, whoever it is, family member, friend, man, tell them you love them. You know what I'm saying? Give somebody some love, spread some positivity. You know, help somebody out. Just be nice, man. Shit. Be cool, man. You feel me? Be nice, spread a little positivity, man. A little love in the atmosphere, man. You know. And we'll see y'all next time, man. So, go check out In My Own Lane. New single out right now everywhere, man. All DSPs, man. And I got some other stuff coming, and I'm getting ready to go full throttle on some shit. I just discovered some shit. I don't even wanna. If y'all know me, y'all trying to get on, y'all trying to do some shit, man, get with me. But it's really about to go down. I'm getting ready to start pushing. We getting ready to start kicking it up into another gear for y'all. It's time, man. It's go time. So y'all please stay tuned, man. I'm getting ready to be redoing all of these. I guess I'm gonna jump on Twitter and the Vines and the Threads or whatever the fuck you call it. Ain't the Vines? Vines been gone. Look. Vines been gone like a motherfucker. I'm gonna jump on the Threads, y'all, man. I'm fucking around, man. I'm gonna jump on the Threads, man. So you already know what it is, man. It's gonna be PG the Hustler all the way across the board, or either Black Money Media all the way across the board, man. Y'all can find us anywhere on any platform like that, man. So, man, like we say, man, we love y'all, man. Go hug somebody, man. Call your mama, nigga. Tell your mama you love her. Whoever. All right, y'all, man. Peace, man. Thanks for sliding in, man. Fucking with us tonight, man. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one.